In my sermon on Yom Kippur morning, I shared the idea that Yom Kippur is a day of removing ourselves from this world. I spoke about what became known in philosophical circles as the great chain of being, which has God at the very top, and then angels, and then man, then woman, and then animate aspects of creation, and then the inanimate aspects of creation. And I shared how much of rabbinic thought is based around that philosophy and theology, and I questioned that philosophy and theology and actually said I believe it's particularly dangerous and has negative global consequences in the way that we approach the rest of the world. The festival of Sukkot, which is 5 days after Yom Kippur, I think provides a similar challenge. Yom Kippur, we lock ourselves away in a room, we deprive ourselves from contact really with the outside world, and we become as pious, as close to God as we can be. But the festival of Sukkot says, let's see that piety out in the real world. How pious are you when you're actually sitting in a sukkah, in the cold, maybe in the damp, when you're having your food outside, surrounded by nature? Is your piety really indoor piety? Is it internal piety? Are you really religious? Or are you just saying the right words in order to get written in the book of life? Let's see you wave a lulav. Let's hear you make the sound of rain. Let's see you pray for rain. Let's see you really express your needs, your physical needs. Because Sukkot is very different to Yom Kippur, and I think having them together is really important and really helpful for us. Yom Kippur is that first attempt at being spiritual, that first attempt at really trying to connect with God. And then Sukkot says, that's great in theory, now let's see it in practice. How religious are you in the outside world? Why don't we get your Judaism and literally make it down to earth Judaism? Sukkot takes the spirituality of Yom Kippur and literally brings it down to earth. So Sukkot is an extraordinary festival, reminding us that we need to make sure that our religion is not just a once a year or twice a year religion locked in a room, but that our religion is a religion for the whole world. Not in terms of proselytizing, of course, but our religion is a religion within this world. It's a religion of this world, intimately connected to all of this world. On Yom Kippur, I spoke about hearing the divine call. The call to us, Ayeka, where are you? On Sukkot, I think the call is slightly different. It's the call of nature. It's the call of the animals, of the birds, of the wind, the call of nature around us that says, where are you, but in a different way. Not where are you, how do you respond, but where are you, my sibling? Because you and I, as parts of nature, are all connected. And that may sound very Santa Fe. That may sound very hippie. That may sound unlike Judaism. But we have so many texts in Judaism that show that we are part of a choir. Nishmat kol chai, the breath of everything alive, sings praise to you, O God. When we pray along with the rest of nature. We are part of a universal choir. We may be the loudest voice, but we definitely are only one voice in a choir. And so Sukkot helps us recognize that. It helps us hear the rest of the choir. It takes us into the outside and says, God heard your prayers on Yom Kippur. Now it's time for you to hear the prayer of the rest of nature. What is it that the rest of nature is praying? And maybe your prayer can be similar. I do hope that you'll be able to join us this evening for our Hispanic Heritage Shabbat. It's our first one of these, and it's really exciting for us to really be recognizing the Hispanic members of our community, and to be bringing in more Sephardi rituals, which used to happen a lot at Temple Beth Shalom. We became rather Ashkenormative, and so we're going to really try to expand our presence, the Sephardi presence and the Hispanic presence in our community. I do hope you'll be able to join us for that Kabbalat Shabbat service. Tomorrow, in our Torah study looks through the 5 sermons that I shared over the High Holy Days, and I invite people to share their positive responses and their challenges to those sermons, so we can have a really meaningful discussion as a community as to what it means to hear the divine call and what that path to Teshuvah may really be. I wish you Shabbat Shalom, and I hope to see you soon.